The wait is finally over. The music begins to rise, heavy with anticipation. Viewers lean closer, their eyes locked. The voiceover speaks in a calm yet thrilling tone. For years, the halls of Downton have kept their secrets, their stories, their whispers, and now they open once again. The screen glows with a candle flame being lit. The camera follows the flicker of light as it travels through shadowy corridors. Viewers see glimpses of tall windows framed by heavy curtains, silver trays gliding across tables, and a gloved hand adjusting a pocket watch. These aren't random images. They are carefully chosen glimpses of a world we thought we had left behind, a world that is about to return in all its splendor. The narration continues. It's official. The world of Downton Abbey returns. Season 3 premieres on September 12th, 2025. The voice doesn't rush. It lingers, letting the weight of the announcement settle in. The text flashes across the screen in bold gold lettering, glowing as though embossed on polished brass. The background music swells, strings lifting the mood while a deep drum beat reminds us that something monumental has been confirmed. The visuals shift. We see silhouettes moving along long corridors lit only by candlelight. We see the outline of a carriage wheel turning, rain falling on stone steps, and a door creaking open slowly. The story is not yet revealed, but the air feels charged, like thunder waiting to break. Every sound, the clink of silverware, the faint call of a bell, the ticking of a grandfather clock, reminds us of the detail and care that has always made this story unforgettable. The narrator continues, voice smooth but powerful. The grand estate that captured the hearts of millions is ready to welcome us once more. The family, the servants, the secrets, and the legacy all will rise again this fall. The camera pans across sweeping shots of Highclere Castle. The estate is never shown fully, only fragments. A tower here, a window glowing with light there, the long gravel driveway stretching endlessly into the mist. By showing only glimpses, the script draws viewers into curiosity, making them yearn for the moment when the doors finally open wide. The announcement repeats for emphasis. Not as mere words, but as a promise. September 12, 2025. The beginning of a new chapter. The screen darkens. A single bell tolls once. The text lingers in silence. Downton Abbey, Season 3. The narrator whispers one last line. Softer now, almost like a secret. History is calling and the world will be watching. The music cuts, leaving only the faint echo of the bell. This first section doesn't reveal the drama to come. It plants the flag. It tells the audience, in no uncertain terms, that Downton Abbey is back, and it invites them to mark their calendars. The tone is serious, elegant, and brimming with anticipation, giving longtime fans the thrill of an official return, while intriguing new viewers with the grandeur of the setting and the promise of untold stories. The screen fades from darkness into a soft glow. A candle flickers in the distance, and its light spreads slowly across an old wooden desk. Papers are stacked neatly, a fountain pen rests in place, and beside it an envelope sealed with wax. The seal bears a crest that is instantly familiar to fans, the mark of Downton. The voiceover returns, calm but layered with emotion. Before we step into the next chapter, let us remember where the story left us. The joys, the trials, the battles fought behind closed doors, and the bonds that refused to break. A montage begins, carefully crafted not to spoil the plot for those who may still catch up, but powerful enough to stir old memories for longtime fans. We see a teacup trembling slightly on its saucer, as though from a nervous hand. We see letters sliding under doors, unread yet heavy with meaning. We see a pair of shoes walking across a marble floor, echoing with authority. Each of these images is faceless. The camera deliberately avoids showing characters, focusing instead on symbols, objects, and places that embody the emotional heart of Downton Abbey. The narrator continues. In Season 2, the family faced decisions that tested their loyalties. Love found its way into the unlikeless corners, while grief shadowed the halls like an unwelcome guest. Upstairs and downstairs, life was never simple. Yet, through it all, one truth stood firm: the House of Downton endures. The music swells. with strings that carry both sadness and strength. Slow shots of the castle appear again, this time bathed in twilight. Windows glow with warm light, suggesting gatherings within. A servant's hand places fresh flowers into a vase. A piano plays softly in another room, the melody carrying into the night. These quiet details remind the audience of the intimacy that makes Downton Abbey so powerful. It is not just about grand halls and chandeliers, but about the lives unfolding within them. The narration deepens. Every story in Downton is part of something larger. A whispered secret in the servants' quarters can ripple through the dining hall upstairs. A single choice can change the fate of generations. And just when one chapter closes, another begins. The screen fills with imagery of transition, curtains being drawn open to let in daylight, a train pulling into a station, a letter being broken open and read under candlelight. Each image is chosen to reflect both endings and beginnings. A reminder that Downton is always in motion, never standing still, then a pause. The music softens, replaced by a heartbeat-like rhythm of a ticking clock. The narrator speaks in a near whisper. You felt the joy. You felt the loss. You've seen the triumphs and the betrayals. And now, the story is ready to grow even deeper. The visuals darken again, shifting from warm candlelight to colder, starker imagery. Rain lashes against the stone walls of the estate. A storm builds in the distance. The grand gates of the castle slowly close, creaking as if under the weight of history itself. Then, with sudden brilliance, lightning cuts across the sky, a metaphor for the unpredictable drama yet to come. The narrator's voice rises with energy. As we look back, one truth echoes through the years. Downton is not just a place, it is a living memory. It is tradition tested by change, privilege confronted by progress, and a family bound by duty, even when love tries to tear them apart. A sweeping aerial shot of the estate fades in, this time under a golden sunrise. The storm has passed, leaving behind mist that clings to the rolling hills. The music builds again, rich with hope. The narrator declares, the past has shaped them, the choices have defined them, and the future will challenge them like never before. On screen, words appear in bold letters: family, secrets, change. The words hang in silence before fading out, leaving the audience in suspense. The narration closes the section with a line that bridges past to present. What was lost will not be forgotten. What was won will not be easily kept, and what is to come will change everything. The music swells one final time, carrying us into the promise of Season 3. Asterisk, the sound of footsteps echoes against marble floors. Slow, deliberate, heavy. A gloved hand grips the banister of a staircase. The camera pans upward, not revealing the face, only the sweeping shadow that stretches. Across the wall, the narrator begins, voice steady, filled with gravity. The next chapter begins. New stories are ready to unfold. New conflicts are ready to ignite, and Downton Abbey will never be the same. The music builds, a mixture of strings and drums, urgent yet elegant. The screen shifts to fast glimpses of imagery, never holding long enough to tell the full story. A train whistle pierces the air. Papers scatter across a desk as though struck by a sudden gust of wind. A door slams shut in the distance. Each image hints at drama, but withholds the details, leaving the viewer hungry for answers. The narration sharpens. This season will bring choices that divide and bonds that strengthen. New arrivals will change the rhythm of the house. Old rivalries will rise again, and beneath it all, the question of legacy will grow louder than ever. The visuals turn symbolic. A storm rolling over the estate. A table set for dinner, but one chair left empty. A ballroom prepared for dance, its chandeliers glittering, but the room eerily silent. These scenes suggest tension and anticipation, the promise that something is coming, something that will test every person within those walls. The narrator's voice softens, almost confiding in the audience. Love will bloom where it is least expected. Secrets will surface when silence can no longer protect them. And those who believed their place was certain will discover just how fragile certainty can be. A heartbeat rhythm starts in the background, blending with the ticking of a clock. The visuals keep pace, quick flashes of shadows moving across hallways, a candle being blown out, a train pulling away from the platform. The faceless nature of these scenes adds mystery. The audience knows something is happening, but not who it happens to. Then, the music slows. A lone violin rises above the tension. The camera sweeps across the countryside at dawn. The castle emerges from the mist, stronger than ever, its silhouette commanding yet distant. The narrator continues, "But amid the storms there will be hope, amid the losses there will be victories. And amid the change, the heart of Downton will remind us why we return, season after season, year after year." The screen fills with text in elegant golden letters. New challenges, new romances, new beginnings. As the words fade, the narration deepens. Some journeys will end. Some will only just begin. And through it all, the House of Downton will stand, a witness to history, a keeper of secrets, and a stage for lives that shape each other forever. And a stage for lives that shape each other forever. The camera lingers on imagery that feels timeless. Silver being polished to a shine, lace gloves folded carefully into a drawer, an empty corridor filled with shadows, and finally, a window thrown open to the sunlight. These visuals suggest both fragility and strength, reminding viewers that Downton Abbey is not just about people, it is about time itself, and how no one can escape its pull. The narrator's tone rises to a crescendo. Season 3 will not simply continue the story. It will challenge it. It will stretch every bond, question every promise, and reveal truths that cannot remain hidden. For at Downton, nothing stays quiet for long. The music soars, orchestral and triumphant. The visuals cut quickly, a letter being torn open, a pair of hands clasping in secret, lightning flashing across the sky, the estate gates swinging wide. The rhythm grows faster, almost breathless, until finally, silence. One line appears in bold letters against a black screen. The story you thought you knew is only just beginning. The narrator delivers the closing line for this section. Voice low, gripping, and unforgettable. This is Downton Abbey, Season 3. And nothing will ever be the same again. The sound of the clock strikes once more. Fade to black. Asterisk, the sound of a clock strikes once. The screen is pitch black. Slowly, a golden shimmer of light breaks through, shaping itself into the faint outline of the estate gates. The voiceover begins, steady and commanding, yet filled with warmth. The date is set. The return is certain. The story of Downton Abbey continues on September 12, 2025. The music begins quietly, a single piano note echoing like a heartbeat. Each word from the narrator lands with weight, like footsteps leading the audience toward the doors of the great house. The gates swing open slowly, and as they do, the glow expands, filling the screen with light. The estate emerges, standing tall against a dawn sky. The castle does not speak, but it feels alive, a symbol of history, of secrets, of stories yet untold. The narrator continues, voice rich with anticipation. This is not just another season. This is the moment we have been waiting for. A chance to walk again through the halls, to hear the whispers, to feel the tension, and to witness the lives that have become a part of our own. The visuals show fragments of life inside the estate. Silver cutlery is laid out on a long dining table. A servant pulls a bell cord and the distant ring carries through the corridors. A fire roars in the hearth, flames crackling with warmth but also with intensity. These faceless details keep the mystery intact, reminding viewers that what matters is not just who is present, but what they represent: tradition, duty, and change. The piano melody grows stronger, joined by violins, swelling into something larger. The narrator's tone shifts, urging, pulling the audience closer. Mark the date. Remember it well. September 12th, a day when the past and future collide, when history comes alive again, and when the world turns its eyes once more to Downton Abbey. Text appears in elegant golden script across the screen. September 12, 2025. Beneath it, the return of Downton Abbey. The imagery grows grander. The camera sweeps across the countryside, the rolling hills bathed in sunlight. Rain clouds part to reveal a brilliant sky. A carriage wheel spins as horses charge down the gravel path. dust lifting in their wake. The visuals quicken, building momentum, a chandelier swinging slightly as if stirred by unseen movement, a piano lid closing, a door locking with a heavy click. The narrator heightens the suspense. The stakes are higher. The risks are greater. The choices will shape not just lives but legacies. And for every secret revealed, a new one waits to rise. The music rises to a crescendo. Drums roll beneath sweeping strings. The camera pans slowly upward, finally revealing the full silhouette of the estate against the sky for the first time in the video. It stands tall, unshaken, magnificent, a monument to everything Downton Abbey has been and everything it will become. The narration slows, words deliberate, giving the audience space to breathe. This is more than a premiere. This is a return to the world that captured our hearts, a world that reminds us of love and loss, of loyalty and betrayal, of power and vulnerability. It is a world that has always been ours to revisit. And now it welcomes us home once again. The screen fades to black. A single golden line of text appears. Downton Abbey Season 3, followed by September 12, 2025, the voiceover. Delivers the final line, soft but unforgettable. Downton Abbey returns. Will you be ready? A hush falls. The music cuts, leaving only silence. For a moment, nothing moves. Then, faintly, the toll of the great clock echoes once more, marking the end and the beginning, the final image, the official series logo in gold, glowing against the darkness. Below it, a single hashtag fades in, hashtag Downton Abbey Season 3, and with that, the screen fades completely to black.